Hi, welcome into the shop. How can I help you? You're looking to get a new piercing today? That's exciting. Do you know what you want, or do you need me to run you through some options? I'd be happy to do that. Oh, okay. Good, okay. Yeah, that's no problem. We get, obviously it's a very standard piercing, so we get a lot of those. So you never had your ears pierced before, though? No. Yeah. Well, we do get a lot of people who maybe in the past had gotten them done, but they got infected or something happened and they let them heal over. But you're a complete piercing virgin, so welcome. No, I promise. Especially your ears is a very, very easy piercing. And I wouldn't expect that it will hurt much at all. If anything, just a quick pinch. The pain's really not that bad at all, and the healing isn't either. It's usually pretty quick, pretty seamless. Okay, well, if you're sure, you can go ahead and take a seat. I can do that. I'm the piercer here. Yeah, we actually have another piercer on staff, but she's out today, so lucky you. I'm completely free, and we can go ahead and get started if you're sure. Okay, well, there are a few things that I'm gonna need to run you through before we actually start the piercing process, if that's okay. Yes. Just some instructions, warnings, questions I'll have for you, things like that. Even with something as minor as standard ear piercings, we do still have to go over it. It's the law. I'll just go over this with you, and then I will give it to you for you to sign once we've gone over everything. Okay? Okay. So just a few things to be aware of. Piercings may involve health risks. I mean, anything that you're doing to your body can be a health risk, but you can obviously have pain, bleeding, swelling, infection, scarring, or nerve damage. Obviously, those are all things that we want to avoid, but especially swelling, bleeding, pain are very, very normal. You are puncturing your skin, so I think that's to be expected, at least a little bit. Right. Okay. So that's very standard. The next section just says that the following conditions may increase health risks associated with receiving body art. So if you have any of these things, they can be aggravated by getting a new piercing. Again, with your ears, not as much, but I do have to warn you, just in case. So that's diabetes, hemophilia, skin diseases or lesions, or skin sensitivities to soaps and disinfectants, etc. A history of epilepsy, seizures, fainting, or narcolepsy. Especially because people get very nervous when they come in to get things done. And then any use of medication, such as anticoagulants, right? They thin the blood, so it's just something to be aware of. And then hepatitis or HIV infection. So if you don't have any of those things, then you can disregard, but I do, like I said, legally have to at least read you that section. Okay, so that is all that I have on this form, but I do have something on my computer over here that I do need to read you as well before you sign anything, okay? Okay, yeah. So it just says that you acknowledge by signing this release you've been given the full opportunity to ask any and all questions. You agree? So then you would it says obtaining a piercing from, and then I'll put my name there. I will fill that part out before I hand you this form. And then All my questions have been answered to my full and total satisfaction. I acknowledge I have been advised of the matter set forth below, and I agree as follows. And then there are just a couple of things that you need to agree to before you can sign, okay? So that's that you're not pregnant or nursing or have any condition that might affect the healing of the piercing, like any of the things we just talked about. So no. Okay? And you do not suffer from medical or skin conditions such as, but not limited to, keloid or hypertrophic scarring, psoriasis at the site of the piercing, or any open wounds or lesions at the site of your piercing. Again, this is not typical of an ear piercing. This would be more for dermals, which can be placed anywhere on the body, but it's the form I have to read it. I have advised the piercer of any allergies to metals, latex gloves, soaps, and medication. I acknowledge it is not reasonably possible for the piercer to determine whether I might have an allergic reaction to the piercing or processes involved in the piercing, and further acknowledge that such a reaction is possible. So, to the best of your knowledge, are you allergic to any of those things? Metals, gloves, soaps, medications? No. Okay, good. And then I have trustfully represented to the piercer that I am over the age of 18 years old. I am not under the influence of drugs or alcohol, and to my knowledge, I do not have any physical, mental, or medical impairment or disability which might affect my well-being as a direct or indirect result of my decision to have a piercing done at this time. So, you have not presented me with your ID yet, but I will take that and make a photocopy of it while you sign this stuff. Okay. And then just two more. I acknowledge that obtaining this piercing is my choice alone and will result in permanent damage to my appearance, and that no representation has been made to me as to the ability to later restore the skin involved in this piercing to its pre-piercing condition. Again, this is more for like facial things or body dermals. You have to make incisions to place those, so scarring is a lot more prevalent. Ears don't tend to scar that much, and if they do, it's not super noticeable. But like me, with my nostril piercing, if I were to ever take that out, you would be able to see where I'd had it pierced, and like right there. I used to have my lip pierced, and so there's a small incision hole that, even after years of having it removed, is still there if I move my mouth one way or the other. So that's pretty much all it's talking about. You're not going to be maimed. Just know that if you get this piercing and you take it out, you may have scarring. Okay. And you acknowledge that infection is always possible as a result of obtaining a piercing, and I have received aftercare instructions and agree to follow all of them while my piercing is healing. Again, after we're done with the piercing, I am going to go over aftercare with you. Yeah, so, yeah, it's really simple, again, especially for your ears. So, don't worry about that. And then I understand I will be pierced using appropriate instruments and sterilization. So I will show that to you as we're piercing that. The needles and jewelry are in sealed bags, and I will cleanse the area and such before we actually begin. Okay. So as long as you agree and understand that, then I'm going to actually slide you a physical copy of this. Yes. Okay. So actually, I can just fill out some of it for you, and then you can just sign if you want. So, what is your first name and spelling if you feel that it's spelled weird? Okay. And your last name? Oh. And what is your address? And that's what's okay. And what's that zip code? Yeah, that's right. And then how old are you? Well, you look younger than that. Yeah, you look good. Okay, and what's your date of birth? what is your license number? Okay. And then if you want to go ahead and actually get out your license, I am going to need to make a copy of that. I am going to sign and date, and then you will sign and date so that it'll be in our system that we've gone over this. All right. What is the date? The 18th. Okay, I'm just going to slide this over to you, and I'll take your ID if you're ready. Thank you. Just gonna put that over there in the scanner. And then let that scan. Alright, thank you. Yeah, so this will just be made a copy and put into our files. Good. I'm excited. Are you excited? Good. Yeah, don't be nervous. I'm just gonna set this to the side, and then when we're done, I'll go over the aftercare with you, okay? Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my gloves on. Just pop these on. It's always a little, I always struggle. I don't understand why, but I do. How are you feeling? Are you okay? You're not too nervous, right? No. Good. Yeah, this is so easy. So simple. Alright. So, got my gloves. And now here beside me, I have some cotton swabs, some cleaning solution, a fresh pack of studs, a fresh pack of needles, and there's 2 needles in here. We're actually going to use a different needle for both ears, just so there's no chance of contamination. A cotton pad for me to clean your ears. Yeah, I'm gonna cleanse your ears with this first, and then once the jewelry is placed, I will clean up again with a cotton swab, just in case you have any bleeding or anything like that. Okay, are you ready? Good. Okay, so I'm gonna mark them, and then you can turn around. Yeah, there's a mirror behind you, so I'll mark each ear. You turn around and make sure that they're in a good spot, not too close to your head, not too far out, not too high, where you want them. Okay? Alright, so I'm just gonna take Alright, go ahead and take a look. And don't feel like you can't say that they're in the wrong spot. If you want them moved, it's no problem. Good. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is just open up this cotton swab. Yeah, it's just a little sterile pad. I'm going to spray this on it. Yeah, it's basically just alcohol diluted with water, so it doesn't sting as bad. We do want everything as sterile as possible. So I'm just gonna reach up and clean the front and back of each ear. Yeah. Good. I'm gonna set that to the side. Now I'm gonna take our needles. And just to be safe, I'm just gonna go ahead and spray these as well and wipe them off with the other side of this cotton pad. Yeah, they are brand new, but you can never be too safe, and I would never want to take the chance of any infection when you could just take this simple step to ensure, to give you the best chance of prevention things happen. But okay, so I also have your studs here. these are just the basic studs that come with every new piercing. They're sterling silver, and yeah, so I'm gonna clean these as well. I like to use these because they have a little bit of extra room here for your ear to swell up, and it won't be too tight. It won't cause you any discomfort. Yeah. So clean the other one. Alright. Got that. Nice. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is take the needle and I'm gonna push it through the spot in your ear that I've marked and that you've approved. I will leave it inserted, and then I will pick up the stud, and as I pull the needle out, push the stud in behind it, okay? It'll be really quick. I promise. It's nothing to worry about. Like I said, if you feel anything at all, it'll be the babiest of little, like a pinprick, like not even as bad as a paper cut. Okay, so if you want to, take a deep breath. Yeah, that's how we end up with fainting a lot of the times, is people stop breathing. They're so nervous. Okay, so just take a deep breath for me. I'm going to. You ready? 1, 2, 3. See, it wasn't bad at all. Then with the stud. And then pull the needle right out. See, that wasn't bad, was it? No. Okay, now let me just pick up the back. And then pop your back on. Good. See? Not bad, no. Alright. Now I'm going to pick up your other needle. Just give it another wipe. Your next stud. Yeah, same thing. Are you ready? Okay. So there you go. Good. Now I'm gonna put your stud in. Pull the needle out. See, just 2 little guys. No big deal at all. I'll pop these back into their bag and just put them to the side to be disposed of. Alright, so I'm gonna throw those away. And then, how are you feeling? Are you okay? Right, just a little stinging. And if I'm not sure if you are aware if you're prone to swelling with injury. If you are, they may be a little tender for the next couple days, but really they shouldn't give you much trouble. So it doesn't look like you're bleeding, but I am just gonna go ahead and take a cotton swab, spray it, and then clean around just to make sure. Okay. Do both ends. 1 end for each ear. So I'm just gonna reach up and swirl it around. Good, and then the other ear. Good. Now I'm just gonna take this pad and swab and just throw those away. Yeah, and then you can take a look in the mirror behind you if you want to, see how you think they look. Great. I'm so happy you like them, and see, it wasn't bad at all. Yeah. Alright, so really quickly before you leave, let's just go over your aftercare, okay? Yeah, I'm gonna read the instructions that we have on our pamphlet to you, and you can grab one of those at the front desk when you leave if you want to, when you pay at the front. Yeah, they'll be right by the register. Okay, so treat your new piercing as an open wound, because even though it's minor, it is, and keep it clean once or twice daily for the entire healing time. And now with your ears, the healing time's not bad. You should stop feeling any real pain after a week, but they're not going to be truly healed until at least a month. After the month is up, you can change your jewelry. Right. So yeah, even though there's no pain, you are still healing. There could still be residual swelling, so just leave that jewelry in, okay? Okay, so do not touch your healing piercings with dirty hands. Pretty self-explanatory. Before cleaning your ears, wash your hands thoroughly, okay? Yeah. And then rinse or soak the pierced area with warm water to remove any stubborn crust using a cotton swab. So most people do get, it's just some kind of fluid that comes out of any piercing, and it'll dry and it'll be kind of crusty and it's a little gross, but it's just the way it goes. But yeah, so just use some warm water and soap and a cotton swab to clean that off, or you can purchase cleaning solution at the front, but it's really not necessary. It's not. The antibacterial soap and warm water will do the trick. Okay. Don't tell him I told you that though, because I'm supposed to push our products. Alright, so then cleanse the jewelry as well. Rotate your jewelry back and forth to work the soap inside your ear. Yeah, so every day, at least once a day, but I recommend, especially during the first week, twice a day. Usually when you wake up and before you go to bed, twist those studs to break up anything that's on the inside before you wash them and during your wash. And then once you've done that, rinse thoroughly with warm water. Make sure you get that soap back out of there. You don't want to cause any irritation. Okay, simple enough, right? Great. Now, if you do experience any like extreme redness or swelling or something that's more akin to pus, go see a doctor. You may need to remove the piercing, or you may just need an antibiotic, but you do want to take it seriously, okay? Okay. So if you do these things, you should be fine. And like I said, in a month you can change your jewelry to some new studs or hoops or the dangly earrings of your dreams, or you could even, well, not really in a month, but so you can see I have my ears stretched. In about 6 months you could start that process if you wanted to. Okay, well, yeah. Oh, I'm Kelsey. I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself before. But it was so nice to meet you, and if you ever decide you want any more piercings, be sure to come back and see me. It was so nice to meet you. Okay, have a good rest of the day.